Okay, so let me do hello on. Yeah, I'm live. So let me share my screen and quickly start, because this is more than what I anticipated. The questions are way lot which I have, and if I'm not able to complete, I'm going to continue in one sec. One sec, one sec. So I will continue in the, maybe in the some advanced series I will continue. Okay, so that is there, and let's get started. And because there are a lot of interview questions, I want to just tell all the interview questions which I know, and which are a lot actually. So okay, so let us go. And today we are going to start with the hosting. Someone asked me this question yesterday only, so explain the concept of hosting in JavaScript. Someone asked me this question. That's when I'm going to tell this thing, because whoever have given interview, they know that this is one of the most important questions in JavaScript. What is the concept of hosting? So hosting means we can use a variable even before declaring it. When a compiler runs, first it finds all the var declaration. It sort of move it. It sort of move it to the top. So this is something which we have already seen. When in the advanced to JavaScript, advanced to master, this we've seen in the JavaScript advanced to master. Okay, so this is something is there. So let us see what does that mean. So suppose I have a var a, var b, and var c. I have this three thing, var a, b, and then a equal to 10, and console.log of b and C++. See, in JavaScript, it is quite possible to run all these things. Why? Why it is quite possible? It is quite possible because what happens? Okay, and even though it is undefined, because B is undefined. So what happened here? The all of these declarations were sort of moved to the top. In other programming language, if you do this, this will fail. But in JavaScript, it is quite possible. This is known as a hosting in JavaScript. Okay, so this is true, and this is also true for function declaration. Acts compiler treats function declaration also as variable declaration. So means suppose I have a maybe a function my func, and not function, it is function my func, and console.log of I am inside a function. Okay, like this. So most of the time you see the function calling are done from the from after the function has been created. In most programming, again JavaScript, it is possible to do this here, because the concept of hosting is like that. All the variables are like the compiler, it takes it to the top, and function, this is known as a function declaration. This is also known as, means this is for the compiler also treat it as variable declaration. So we can do exactly like this. Okay, so I'll do it my func here, and it will not give me any error or something, and it will again run. I'm inside a function, so it is run. But the same is not true for function expressions. So what are function expressions? Let us do that. Okay, so function expression also I've told a lot of time. Okay, func exp, maybe var func exp equal to function, and like this it is there, and console.log I'm inside a function expression. Like this I do, and then I'll do this, try to do this at the top, function expressions like this. And now if I clear it and run it, it will give me error. So it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, so that is something is that this is known as function declaration. Okay, but and one more thing is there in this thing. Okay, so first let me comment it this out, or else it will give me error. So this thing is true in the case of your var, but with the newer let it is not possible. Okay, with the let it is not possible. So let us do something for let D let E. Let me have only one only. So anyways, it will give me error. Okay, let D. Okay, let D, and here I'll do a D equal to 40. Like this I'll do. It run it. And see, it is giving me error. This let is giving me error. So this is known as the concept of hosting in JavaScript. Very important question. So another question is, so the other question is, what is event bubbling and capturing in JavaScript? So event bubbling means when a event occurs on the web page, it bubbles to the top. Okay, means the parent to its parent to all the way to the body. So it will, an event capturing is the opposite of event bubbling, that we create on a parent element, it goes towards the child. So again, let us do it through an example. So here, what is there? Okay, let me have something. Okay, so I have means div of class of main, and I have written event bubbling here, and a parent and child is there, and again a event capturing a parent and a child is there. Okay, so it is like that, and then let us have some, maybe some CSS also, because we are mainly going to look into JavaScript. So I'll run it and it will show like this event bubbling, and see this child one a button is there, and child two a button is there in event capturing, and the body is like a div. This body I have made it as a yellow color, and this parent to the body is a green color, and a bit of width and all those things are given. So that is it. Now what we are going to do here, we will now see the event bubbling we'll see. So here I'll write var p equal to document dot query select and dot parent, and p dot add event listener. P dot add in the p so this in the parent, so this is in the parent, this is the parent is this whole yellow thing. Okay, so that is the parent, so I've selected that, and in this I will add the click event, and here I will have a function here itself, and it will have console.log of parent clicked. Okay, and then I will have a var c equal to document dot query selector is like okay, this child is there, so this child I will select. This is like a hash child is there, and then something like this is like c dot add event listener, and click and console dot log is child child clicked. Okay, so that is there, and now okay, so okay, so event bubbling. So we are seeing event bubbling. Event bubbling, what will happen? Event bubbling means to bubble to the top. How to understand it? See, we have Coke or something. Okay, Coke or something. Anything is there. You put a straw in it, and you in it. You just pass air to it. Okay, in the straw in the opposite direction. So what will happen? A bubble will come to the top. So it is like bubble will. So from the bottom, it is coming to the top. So you pass air to that straw, and it bubble will come from the below to the top. So that is like event bubbling. Okay, so let me also open the console here, and event bubbling is the default behavior. So what will happen, I will click this. See, I have clicked the child and the parent is also been done. So this is the event bubbling. So this is something which you have to keep in mind when working with vanilla JavaScript. This is a very important concept. This event bubbling is very important concept, and this is the default behavior as it too. I clicked on the button, but the parent was also clicked. It was as if the parent was also clicked. So this is event bubbling. So now the event, the other thing is like the event capturing is something which not many people know. Event capturing is the opposite of this. Okay, so here what we are going to do, event capturing here, the first thing I will do, maybe I'll make it a p2, maybe p2, and parent 2, p2, parent 2 clicked, c2, c2, c2. Okay, so how do if I do like this, it will be again be event bubbling. But how to change it to event capturing? So for to change it to event capturing, there is a second thing which you can to pass here, which is a comma true, true. So these two things we have to do. Now if we run it, and now what I am going to do is like, okay, again I'll come here and inspect here. Now this is the opposite of event bubbling. Okay, so I will press the child 2 now. Okay, why is not this? Okay, C2. Okay, something wrong is it? Because this also should be child 2, because this is child 2. Yeah, ID is child 2 and parent 2. Okay, so something was wrong here. Okay, so I have done this, and now I'll come here and do the child 2. See what happened now. First the parent log was shown, then the child log was shown. So it is the opposite. It is the opposite of event bubbling. It is on an event capturing. So event bubbling and event capturing, and all the code you will get to get it. Okay, so now again another important question: what is iffy? uh, Sometimes I'm doing in JSBin, sometimes I'm doing in JSfiddle. So whenever I have to show some output, I'm doing it JSfiddle. I will like it more when there is where is iffy. Iffy is a very important concept. It means it's a very important interview question. Immediately invoke function expression. So it's a function expression, but it is a immediately invoke. Okay. So what is there in this immediately invoke function expression? Suppose I have a, so we all know what is a function expression, like this function expression. Okay, it is like we have just saw on function expression. So func e is there equal to function x and return x plus 1. Okay, and then func e and 2. So it is like a function expression is like function declaration, only that we have to do it with equal to, we can do it, sign it like a variable. Okay, so anyways this will not show because it is returning something. So to it show, I will do console.log of this side. Okay, console.log of this, let it run it, and it will show me 3, whatever is there. So we are going to change this to a if we immediately invoke function expression, in which what happens, we don't have to do this call and all those things. So okay, so what I'm going to do, so I'll first take this function x like this. So this is iife, iife, ife. All right, so I'll call this like this. Okay, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it whole in a bracket like this. Okay, wrap it all in a bracket like this, and then I'm going to directly pass something like that. So directly I'll pass something like this, and it is returning. Okay, I think it will, even if I do the return will not press anything. Okay, there is one just instead of returning, what I will do, console.log, because it anyways the return is it will not work in a return thing. Okay, so this is like this. I'll do, and second on the 5 is coming. So it is known as iffy because I'm not having any function like function expression, function call or something. It is invoked here only. So this is sometimes you want something to run, and you don't have to call it at that time only. So you do this, and creating function is always, I say that is a small blocks have been created. Okay, so okay, so let us learn about promises. Let us learn about promises, which is again maybe I'll do it here only. What are promises in JavaScript? Again, a very important interview question. What are promises in JavaScript? Although we don't use it in the front end promise, because promises are inbuilt in something known as the fetch API, through which you fetch the data. So what are these promises in JavaScript? So promises are like a promise in real life. You promise something and it is done or it is not done. So promises I also cover a lot in my async JavaScript course, which I generally take during the JavaScript beginners to advanced. So let's do that. For that, we'll have a let promise in room equal to new promise and resolve reject. Promise always returns a resolve and a reject. Okay, so that is there. And please check my means that code JavaScript beginners to advanced. In that promises are told in a great detail. Okay, resolve reject have to do, and then const random number equal to math dot random, and the random is there, and then we'll have a console dot log random number generated, comma. I want to see what the random number is generated, and now this random number is greater than 0.5. This random number function will get a number from 0 to 1. Okay, so if it is greater than 0.5, which will be half of the time, then I will do a resolve of clean and or reject of not clean. Okay, so this is the I like this. So this is how this a function promise clean room is being formed, and it will return a resolve or a reject. Okay, it will return a resolve or a reject depend upon whatever is the random number. If the random is greater than 0.5, it will send a resolve with the clean, but it will send a reject with a not clean. So what happened first? This is like a function expression. So I have to call this promise dot clean room. Okay. Promise clean room I will call, and then what will happen here? Okay, dot then will be there, and in this then I will have a like a resolve, and I will have an arrow function console dot log off. The room is resolve, and other thing will be there dot catch or we can do it small also. It is not required to have it like a any variable name I can take. Okay, resolve and reg I will do, and then I have this arrow function, and same thing like the room is reg. Yeah, so this is something is there. Clear it and run it. Random number generated is this. Okay, random number generated, this should be actually a plus, or else it takes to the next line, which is a bad thing. Clear it, run it. Random number generated is this, and the room is not clean because it is less than 0.5. Okay, let me clear it and run it. Random number generated is again the room is not clean. Random number generated room is not clean. Okay, so that is there. Okay, it will come like this. Okay, if it is not there, so what happens whenever the reject is resolve is sent, then the then block will be executed. Whenever the reject is sent, then the catch block will be executed. This is one of the main thing of a promise. Okay, whenever, so it is like a and again please go through my JavaScript course in which I explain this in a better way. Okay, so this is like only the questions are there. So that is there, and now we are going to see the next question, which is like explain nested promises in JavaScript. Okay, so nested promises in JavaScript. Where is my okay? Okay, and okay, so what we are going to do here, this thing I'm going to copy actually, and nested promises are also like promises, but we can nest the promise, and we're going to learn how to do that. Let clean room equal to, maybe I'll directly do it. Okay, let, or else I will have some question. Let clean room. So here we have a clean room kind of like a function of clean room is there, and again the same thing is there, and this function is actually returning a promise, which is like this resolve is actually I don't like, sometimes I don't like this thing, like I like the arrow function more than this. It doesn't matter, just a preference is there. Okay, like this I'll do arrow function. Okay, so and again we are going to have the same thing like this, and it is sending two things like either clean the room or too lazy to clean. Okay, now I'll have another two things here. So I'll have a, right, this is coming, so now I'll have a let remove garbage, let remove garbage equal to message, and here we'll be having this something like this, but don't, will not have this thing. It's a resolve. Let us send only the resolve. It is also possible that we only send the resolve sometimes. Resolve is message plus remove garbage. Okay, like this, and then after this I'll have a let when ice cream, and again the message will be there, and here message is one ice cream will be there, and then let us see how this nested promises will work. Okay, so first thing I will have this clean room called like this, because it's a function I have to call it like this. Then I'll have a done thing, and inside this then I will have a result result, then like this, and inside this I will have a return remove garbage, and this result will be there. Okay, so in this then part I am calling again the in the then part, whenever the result is coming here, result will be most probably clean the room or too lazy to clean, then I am passing into the remove the garbage, I am passing. Then here I'll have another then, and inside this then again I'll have a result, and here I'll have a return, and let me use this win ice cream result, and then I'll have a dot then and result, soul dot log all finished plus result, or else we'll have a catch block. Finally we'll have a catch block. In this catch block we'll have rest, like let me have this also, and soul dot log nothing done, you are plus rest. Hope this will work. There's a lot of code is there, so I'll run it. I see random number generated is 0.95, means what will happen, means this resolve will be running. So this resolve, so first let us come from here. Clean room is there, clean room is called, and then this resolve is run here. So resolve is run here, so it will get this result. Okay, if resolve was not run here, it would have directly come to this rest, and it would have been told nothing, then you are too lazy to clean. Okay, it would have done this, but we are fortunate that this came. Okay, so this came, then this remove garbage will take this result and it will go here, and after that there is all resolve. Okay, so then it will take this message and then pass to this remove garbage again. That will take this win ice cream, that will again take that whatever the message was there. It is message is clean the room, message right now is clean the room, removed garbage. Okay, and then this will one ice cream will also be added. So and then after that this then is called, then all finished, clean the room, removed garbage, and one ice cream are printed. Like this it is done. Okay, so let us try one more time. Maybe this time also it is coming like this. Okay, sometime it's like always like it's a random number, but previously it was always coming like below 0.5. This time it is always coming like, okay, now it has come, nothing done, you are too lazy to clean the room. So this is like this, it is done and it's done. Okay, now again important question is like, explain callback functions in JavaScript. So JavaScript, you can pass the function to another function as an argument and execute it at a later time. These are known as callback functions, and they are like very important. Okay, so let us look into it from an example. Suppose I have a let x equal to function like this, and then console.log of I am called from inside a function. I'm called from inside a function, and then we'll have a let y equal to function and this is callback. So this is, I have written it as callback, but it is not necessary to call it a callback, but most of the time you write it as a callback only. Console dot log off. Okay, I am main function like this, and then I will have a call back like this, and then I'll have a y as x. I will call this x. Oh, not like this. In the y, in the y I am passing a function x. Okay, in the y I am passing a function x here. So what will happen, I am a function will be called, then this is sort of a reference is getting passed. Okay, and then this callback, this will call here now. Okay, so this is known as a callback. I am a function, I am called from inside of a very common pattern, used a lot in React also. React is a very important pattern. This callback function, it is used to call when we want to pass some data from a children to a parent. We do this thing. Okay, so okay, okay, that is it. So there is one more very, okay, some tricky questions coming. Okay, so in this callback only, so we will use callback as anonymous function. Okay, so here we have like let help equal to function and num1 comma num2 comma call back, and here return. Okay, what is this? This is known as callback as anonymous function. Okay, so return call back and num1 comma num2. This pattern is actually very important. Num1 comma num2 I am doing, and this callback is there. So what is happening after this? I'll have a this ELT calc. In this calc I will pass this. Okay, so let me do one thing. So let the RESULT result equal to calc I am doing. So calc I am passing this 4 comma 2. Okay, and then after that what is happening, I can have a function here like a comma b. I will create an arrow function. It is always better to create an arrow function. I could have created a normal function also like this. I'll create, and here I'll do a return a to b. I'll do, and then okay, this is there. This is what I'm doing, and I have to console log also. Console dot log off result result, and I will clear it and run it. And the two will come. So how does this run? So this is the main function in which this calc I am passing two parameters 4 and 2, and this the another parameter is like a function. I'm calling it here only. So this is the callback. This is the callback. So it is going here, and 4 and 2 are going here, and from 4 and 2 I'm calling back the callback, again. So this means this is run. This is a very important pattern, because this pattern is used in the to implement the method of for each map and filter. Okay, so our next question is like that only. Okay, so that is like JSBin. implement your version of array method for each map builder in vanilla JavaScript. Okay, so that is what we have to implement. So let us do that. And for that, okay, so all of you might have been thinking how this for each map and filter runs in the inside. So somehow like this kind of code is made here. Okay, so first thing is that we are going to implement the for each. Okay, so for each we're going to implement. Okay, so the array method is there. Array method have a prototype. Again, what is a prototype? I have explained a lot what is a prototype in my JavaScript advanced to master. Please go through it. And there it is something like array dot prototype dot. So I will write something like a my each. Like I cannot write for each. So I write something like my each because I don't have access to it. Okay, for each. Okay, then I do a equal to, and then I will write a call back arrow function. I'll do. Okay. Then I will write a for. As I always say that internally a for loop runs for each also. So this is what is there. A for loop runs var I equal to 0. I is less than this dot length. Okay, I'm using this I plus plus, and then I have a call back this I comma I comma this I'll do, and then let's test it. Okay, let us test it. Suppose I have a var array like this, and I want to loop through it. I want to loop through it. So I'll do arr dot my each. Instead of for each, I have my each, and then here I will have a word, and then here like this console dot log of word, and run it, and nothing is coming. Okay, maybe maybe I will change it back to the normal way. Okay, there is a function, because sometimes this arrow function have some special meaning, so it is like a special meaning for this keyword. Okay, so this I have done like this, and this coming array of my and it is coming like this. Okay, so okay, because this keyword in array function it actually have its own. So here this is what here the this is equal to this array which I'm passing. This is actually equal to this. Okay, console.log this is equal to this. So this dot I am doing callback. So callback, and callback is from where? So this only is the callback function. So callback function is this only, and this is how this is working. Okay, so similarly we can do this this is the for each. So we are going to do now the map. So copy this thing. This for each. This is our implementation of map. So I will call it my map, not map. I cannot update that anyways. So what in map, what happens in map, what happens, you pass an array, you get back an array, and in that array something is added. Okay, so for that what we're going to do, we're going to have a arr here like this. So arr will be passed here, and this is like arr dot push this callback will be pushed here, and then map always returns something. So return arr I'll do, and hopefully okay. So this is there, and now okay. So we'll have something else here. var var nums equal to 20 comma 30 comma 40, and now we'll do it. Var okay. Okay, what we'll have, okay, and we'll multiply something. Okay, var double, okay. Ou double equal to nums dot my map, and num equal dot log double. Okay, it is giving me some error. Okay, so I have to again use some, like, I think the function thing, like this is another way to use. Okay, so right function num, yeah, and num to thing is coming. Okay, maybe I have to do it in a different JSBin. Yeah, it is coming. Okay, so I have to do it in different JSBin, so that was the problem. So it was actually overriding it because I had this already, so it was overriding it. So this is how we implemented map also. So this is how the map is implemented. Now we can implement filter also like this. Again, I'm not going to do it in this thing. I'm going to do it in the different because I'm updating it, so it is giving me some errors there. Okay, so I'll do it here. Now filter re dot prototype dot my filter equal to uh, function callback. And here filter, what happens, there is some filter, there will be some condition that will be checked, and depending upon that I will have this thing. So here filter, I'll have more than one statement, so I will have this curly bracket also. When you have less than one statement, no, when you have only one statement, you can omit this curly bracket in a for, because this is not something special. This for loop, if loop, everything this happens. Okay, so here what I will have this not have like I'll have a if here. If callback is this I and this, and then what will happen? arr dot push and dot push this I'll do run it. Okay, I run it how I'll run it. So there is nothing. Okay. So just have a big number. One number is equal to like this, and var new nums equal to numbers dot my filter, and let me try like this time like an arrow function, and is less than equal to 10 console dot log of new num, and it is coming. So this I have implemented my version of a filter. Okay, so let us complete this series. Okay, uh, okay. Because the next three things will be quite similar, in which is like implement your version of sum, every, and reduce in JavaScript. So sum, every, and reduce. So sum and every are again it will be quite a bit like same only. So let us again like copy from here, so it will be much more easier. Then we'll update it. So sum is like it returns a true or false if all some like all the, it is like a filter only. Sum is like a filter. In sum, what happens if everything is true, then it will, now if even one of them is true, it will return a true. And please go through my ES6. These are all ES6 concepts. Okay, just go through that and you will learn about that. Okay, so what are the sum and all those things. Okay, so I'll have it like this: array.my sum, and function and callback is there here. And first remove this, and then for var equal to 0 this dot length, and call back this, and it will, if the condition is true, then it doesn't push us something, it push then a return true or return other thing is like return false, like this is there. Okay, so let us now let us have something like um, comes equal to like this I have, and then cost equal to ms nums dot my sum, and lem and lem is greater equal to 120. So greater than equal to 140, 120. Only one of them is greater than equal to 120. Okay, so it will be console dot log of passed past. I will run it, and it is still giving me true. If I give it like greater than 140, give me false. So my sum is also working exactly fine. So this is how we implement the sum also. Okay, so the every will be just opposite of it. Again, I have to do this every in a different thing. So I'll have a sum here, and I'll copy this JSBin, and Now it is every is opposite. Every one of it should be true. Every one of it should be true. And here I'll have a not like this, and it will be false, and this will be true. My every my every so it will be false because all of them, only one of them is greater than 140. Okay, so let me do something. Greater than equal to 5. 5 was the smallest one, and it is true now. So this is what is every is all about. So every is also done. Now we'll see the last thing today, like maybe last thing only. Okay, so recursion and all are there, so that we'll see later on tomorrow, and most probably we'll come back to this interview question again. Okay, so that is there. So now we'll implement the reduce. Okay, so reduce is a bit difficult because reduce, what happens, the reduce itself is difficult to implement, because reduce, there are two things are there, accumulator and current value. You go through by ES6 things and you'll understand the reduce. Okay, so, and it is also considered the hardest of this to do, because this accumulator and these things we have to do. So I'll come here and do a array dot prototype dot my reduce equal to, okay, one sec. Okay, here I'll have this function call back, comma, initial val. Then here we have to write the concept of accumulator. Var accumulator equal to initial val triple equal to undefined. Then I'm checking, it should be undefined or this initial val, it should be like this. And then we will have our very own for loop. This for loop, let me, okay, try to copy this. Just let me copy this much. So this for loop is there. Then I will have this if accumulator is not equal to undefined. Okay. Then I'll have this accumulator equal to call back dot call callback dot call and undefined comma. First time the accumulator will be undefined. Okay, so this is like this, and again I'll have to give this this I and this. Else accumulator equal to this, like this I'll do, and then return accumulator. So now let's time to test it. So number 3 is like, so we'll have a total. So reduces are generally used to make it the total, like numbers 3 dot my reduce, and it's like acc comma for I'll have the initial value of 10. So initial value, you can take something else also. Return acc plus and console.log of it is giving me 55. Okay, so 10 has been added. Okay, so this is how it works, and this is how we have implemented our own version. Let us also check one more thing, whether the real version is working or not. And total real total real, and I will use the real one, and real one is like only reduce like this. A real one, the real one is also giving me 55 back. Okay, so here in the real one I will give a 0, and this is 45. See, this is the real one, this is our one, and we have implemented it. So this is how we implemented it. Okay, so as I've told, okay, so there are a lot of things to do, and I think I have to come back to this interview questions again. So we'll do this, means tomorrow whatever we are able to cover we'll cover, and we're going to come back to it. Okay, so with this I will end today's stream.